to you, Ball. Touch gloves. Touch gloves.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending WBA and IBO light heavyweight champion of the world, Dmitry Bivol.
Similar to Kovalev, that good timing. They just slide in the distance. They don't give you no space. They cut the ring off very effectively, but effortlessly as well. So they don't lose they don't waste any more energy than they need to. And when they let his hands go, he was frightening.
Не сморкать. Не сморкать.
Чем доволен? Доволен всем, что делает.
Но сделай ему.
Artur Beterbiev with a sledgehammer finish.
Touch glove, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the reigning and defending WBA and IBO light heavyweight champion of the world, Dmitry Bivol, the CET. That good timing, they just slide in the distance. They don't give you no space to cut the rim off very effectively, but effortlessly as well, so they don't lose any. They waste any more energy they need to, and when he let his hands go, he was frightening, or better be with a sledgehammer finish. Man, what a fight. It was the IBO light heavyweight champion Dmitry Bivol versus the rising underdog Artur Beterbiev. Fight was one of the most spectacular ones in recent memory. On one side, we had the man with the perfect 20 knockout record, Artur Beterbiev, who's never had a fight go the distance. 39 years old, and still pulling that kind of power is scary, but at the same time, it makes you wonder how long can he keep it up. People have been saying he's starting to slow down a bit, especially after that injury earlier this year that postponed the fight. Some even speculated that Beterbiev might not even make it back to this level. But hey, screw the haters, cause the man was an animal in this fight. On the other corner, there's Bivol. Honestly, when it comes to punching power, he doesn't compare, but if he stands a fighting chance, it will be for his movement. His technique is unreal. Rising WBA light heavyweight champion of the world. Music tree, he's got good footwork, and he doesn't waste energy like Beterbiev earlier when he shut down. Ken, that says enough. That was the moment I realized this guy could really be the future of the division. Some folks in the boxing world are saying he was a little too cautious in the lead up to this fight, though, especially after taking that safer fight with Malik Zad. Like, was he afraid of ring rust or something? I don't know, but whatever it was nothing like his fight with Beterbiev. I just could say that I have to be ready, and I will try to do my best, and only God knows. Before we talk about the fight, I got to remind you when Canelo Alvarez sided with Bivol in this bout. And we all know how that turned out after Bivol handed Canelo that second career loss back in 2022. I'm not surprised Canelo was backing him. Canelo knows firsthand how slick Ball's movement is. He said Ball's footwork and ability to control distance were the real deal. And honestly, I think Canelo still has that L on his mind. He's hinted at wanting that rematch a lot lately. But that's a story for another day this year. And you said Ball rematch. I'm obsessed with the Ball rematch. Now, what's the goal? It's changed a little bit. I try, but he start asking for other things and this and do and make everything hard for me. And then I think the best option for me is move and start working with BBCs. I think it's a lot of good fights, but the thing is he changed his prediction. Canelo's been rethinking. At first, he was Allen on Bivol, but now he's calling it more of a 50x50 fight. And I get it after watching BBF steamroll everyone with that 100% knockout ratio. How do you not give him a shot? Even Canelo's got to admit that Beterb's pressure and power are something special. There's even been some buzz that Canelo's trying to figure out if he should jump back to light heavyweight, depending on how this fight plays out. Like I say, he wins the 175 undisputed. Do you think he does? I think so. He has the ability to do it. Is really strong fighter. He going to be hard, but he can do it. He was also irritated by all this talk of him getting old. People keep pointing out that he's 39, and every time he gets knocked down, there's a chorus of people saying he's past his prime. So he was out to make a statement and remind everyone that he's still the most dangerous guy at 175. Some others, including Conor McGregor and Alexander Usyk, also tuned in with their say about the fight. I saw that McGregor called Bivol and Beterbiev two of the baddest men in gloves. Can't argue with that. He was really hyping up how different it is fighting with those big gloves, whatever that means. And here's what Usyk had to say. This guy knows what it's like to be undisputed. So when he says something, you want to listen. Usyk Usyk been all about Bivol from the start. He thinks Bivol's movement and technical ability are going to be the deciding factors. Usyk mentioned how impressed he was with Bivol after he schooled Canelo. In Usyk mind, the fight showed Bivol can handle pressure and adapt against the best in the world, which is exactly what he'd need against a guy like Bivol. But there was also some talk that Usyk's addiction might be a bit biased because he's known Bivol for a while. They go way back to the amateur days, and they've shared the same circles. I'd heard whispers that Usyk's been sparring with guys that mimic Beterbiev style just to help Bivol get ready, but who knows if that's true. Either way, Usyk's calling this fight in Bivol's favor, and he's not the only one. A lot of people seem to think that if Bivol can survive the early rounds and keep his distance, he's going to outclass Bivol in the later stages. But some insiders think Bivol could end things early. There's been a lot of speculation that Bivol's chin, while solid, hasn't really been tested by someone with Beterbiev's level of power. Even McGregor kind of hinted that this fight could end with a knockout, especially if Bivol slips up for even a second. If Bivol stands a chance, he's got to compensate for his lack of knockout power with movement. He's quick on his feet with some decent punching power. But let's be real, he's definitely not a KO artist. His speed and footwork are the only high ground he's got against the literal powerhouse that is Bivol. But Dmitry has a really good track record of keeping distance and treading lightly. The thing is, Bivol can't afford to get too close because once he gets clipped by a BBF combo, it lights out. Bivol lives for those moments when he senses his opponent is hurt and goes all in. We've all seen it before. Music. There's been a lot of talk in boxing circles that Bivol's biggest challenge is surviving 12 rounds while maintaining distance the entire time. I mean, look at the guy's record: 9 decision wins in a row before his last fight. He's not known for finishing, and that's going to be a tough task against someone like Bev. People are already speculating that Bivol's only real shot here is to win by decision, but even that seems unlikely now. At 39, maybe the older guy, but that doesn't really bother me. He's been working extra hard at camp to stay sharp, even bringing in fresh younger sparring partners to keep him on his toes. There was even a rumor going around that he spayed some cruiserweights just to prep for Bivol's speed and technique. Not sure how true that is, but if anyone can still mix it up with bigger, faster guys at this stage in his career, it's Beterbiev. Here's what Eddie Hearn had to say: I think everyone out there believes it will be Beterbiev, but we've got other plans, and you know, for Dmitry, he just wants to make sure that he can unify the division, try and become undisputed, and hopefully now we just one fight away. We saw Beterbiev doesn't have that touch of death power where one punch just ends things out of nowhere. His strength comes from those short, brutal punches in tight that wear you down round after round. That's why people are saying if Bivol can get inside early, land those sharp combinations, and force Bivol to trade with him, it could be over fast. He's got to make Bivol feel the power early to earn his respect, or else Bivol going to stay comfortable on the outside, picking his shots and playing it safe. Here's what Roy Jones had to say about Bivol. And yeah, there's always chatter about Beterbiev's age, but honestly, I'm not worried about that. This guy's built differently. Some folks think he's slowing down, but there's still a big part of the boxing community that believes Beterbiev got another knockout left in him. Moving on, the promo video for the fight just dropped. The whole thing's got this crazy medieval vibe. It's got Bivol and Beterbiev portrayed as these legendary warriors going head to head for the throne, the undisputed light heavyweight championship. Willing to die. They'd with that Saudi sports minister Turki Al-Sheikh, who's been pushing the event hard as part of Riyadh season, is getting a ton of love for this. People are even calling him boxing savior for what he's doing for the sport right now. Some dude even threw shade at the UFC, saying boxing gets this. We get Nina drama, calling out one of the UFC's content creators. There's a scene where Bivol takes down a bear. Some fans think that was a cheeky nod to Bivol's win over Canelo Alvarez, since Canelo's talked about the bear being his spirit animal. That's a pretty clever touch if it's true, and it just adds another layer to the hype. I saw a boxing journalist, Michael Benson, hyping it up on his X account, and you can feel the buzz across both the boxing and MMA communities. People are talking about how this event is all part of Riyadh season, and it's just so well produced. It's not every day you see a promo that combines storytelling with high production values like this. The whole vibe just elevates the anticipation for the fight. Let's talk about the press conference that just took place and all the details we got from it. Held on September 25th, 2024, this press conference had everyone in the combat sports community talking, with the fight scheduled scheduled for October 12th at the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh. We're talking about one of the most anticipated clashes between two of the best light heavyweight fighters on the planet. Their rivalry goes way back to their amateur days, and you could feel a tension in the air. One of the stand-up moments was when Beterbiev was asked about his injury. Man's been itching to get back in the ring.